Hey everyone, this is Chanel from sanitiescrafts.com. I'm here today to do an instructional video on this cute little mug rug. Just something kind of new since videos are all the rage. Thought I would do an instructional video, and the paper instructions will become more generic, so that I don't have to take so many pictures. Just a little easier to do a video. So you'll still need the paper instructions so that you can get the amount, the supply list, and the amounts of fabric you need and everything. So just have that all that ready. So we're going to start out on color number 1. You're going to load the thread color that you want the quilting to be. This would be actually what color number 3 is, and on this mug rug I chose to use a green. So on the color chart it's going to say it's pink, so just ignore that. Go with whatever color number 3 you want the quilting to be. Load that on. Then you're going to hoop your cutaway stabilizer. This is a different way for me to do my mug rugs. I used to do them with satin edge. This one is going to be no satin edge. It's going to have 2 pieces that you turn through. 2 pieces of fabric that you turn through. It'll be on the top. Turn it through to the back. So that's something new for me. So go ahead and run the fabric batting placement stitching. So the color I had on was white, which isn't showing up on camera very well, but it is there. The outline placement stitching is right here. We're going to lay, you're going to secure your batting. You can use an adhesive spray or tape or pins, whatever you desire. I'm not going to use anything. I'm just going to stand here and kind of hold it and watch it. You're going to layer that so it's covering all of those placement lines. You do not need to change your thread color. You're going to center and secure the batting and background fabric covering the entire stitched area, then run the fabric tack down stitching. Okay, so we have run the fabric and batting tack down stitching. The next color, leave the same color on, because you should have that already on there. This is the quilting, so you do not need to change your thread color. Run the quilting. Okay, we've just finished our quilting. Color number 4, you're going to change your thread color to the desired color for the verbiage and run this color. This is going to put the on here. Okay, we have the verbiage put on there. We are up to color number 5. Change the thread to the desired color for the pie tin plate. This is going to be whatever color 7 will be. I chose a silver for mine. Then run the applique fabric placement stitching. Okay, here's the outline stitches for your fabric placement for your pie tin. Do not change thread colors. Center and secure the pie tin plate fabric, which I chose this gray, covering the entire stitched area. Then run the fabric tack down stitching. So we've ran the fabric tack down stitching on the pie tin, and you're going to trim really super close to the stitches that were just done. And I'm going to finish trimming up right here. And I like to use these curved scissors. These are by Fiskars, and they work really well for getting in those tight areas. This is how close you need to be getting to those stitches. then we're on to color number 7. You do not need to change your thread colors. After trimming the fabric, which we just did, run the satin stitching around the pie plate. And it's just going to have satin stitching around the sides and the bottom. Okay, so we just finished the satin around the pie tin. Next is number 8. And this is going to be the stitch out for where you're going to lay the applique piece for your pie crust. So again, you're going to change your thread to the desired color for the pie crust. Mine is going to be kind of this golden color. So it's whatever number 10 will be. Then run the applique fabric placement stitching. Okay, here's the applique fabric placement stitching. We are on number 9. Do not change thread colors. Center and secure the pie crust fabric covering the entire stitched area. Then run the fabric tack down stitching. Trim the fabric very closely around the pie crust. So secure that on there and run the color number 9. Okay, so we've tacked down our fabric, our pie crust fabric, and I'm finishing up trimming super close to those stitches all the way around the pie crust. And again, very important to be super close so that your fabric gets covered up by the satin stitches that go around it. Okay, so we're on to color number 10. Do not change your thread color. After trimming the fabric, run the satin stitch around the pie crust. So our pie is almost done baking. My feeble attempt at making a joke. So we're on to color number 11, which is change your thread to desired color for the pie flavor and run this color. This is what I mean by the pie flavor. This one's raspberry. I think I'm doing cherry this time. You could do even blueberry. So go ahead and change your thread and run the next color. Okay, so here's my cherry pie. We're up to putting the backing on. So on the PDF instructions, there are the dimensions for the fabric that you need to cut out. You're going to have 2 pieces, and you're going to fold them in half so that you have a nice folded edge. Now you're going to overlap these 2 edges, these 2 folded edges. This is going to become the center back of your mug rug. I like to overlap mine about an inch or so, so it should be about like that. And then you're going to center it on your mug rug. Actually, this one's, I'm just going to put it up to my edges, I think. Raw edges together is what I'm doing. So I actually have quite a bit of fabric left over. It's going to be almost 2 inches overlap, which is fine. So you're going to tape or pin this, and something really, really important here, guys. The foot on your machine could grab this on either edge, depending on which way it's going to go around. It could grab that, so it's very, very important to stay by your machine while running this backing, putting this backing on. And it is a good idea to use some tape. This is painter's tape. And the stitching is going to be about here. If you just pull your fabric and batting back, that's the stitching that's going to be happening now is just outside of that. So you kind of know where to put your tape. But if you do run over your tape, the painter's tape is easy to take off. It kind of gets perforated by the needle, so you can just tear it away if your needle goes over it. not a big deal. So I'm going to put tape there to hold that side. I'm going to pop a couple pins over here. This isn't going to get hit with my foot. The stitches are going to be in here, so just make sure if you're using pins that you put it way out of the line of stitching. So way over on the edge. And then you're going to stay with your machine. Don't wander off. Keep your finger even on the stop button, just in case something happens and this flips up. If it gets caught on your foot, we don't want any problems. And go ahead and run color number 12, which is the last color. So you're going to secure the 2 folded backing fabrics over the entire stitched area, overlapping the folded edges in the center by about 1 inch. Run the last color. Watch the machine foot and folded edges closely. Also, I just noticed in my instructions, and I will fix this, you will want to change your thread color to a neutral color. I'm just using white. This is going to be whatever color your mug rug is probably the best color of thread to put on. So this will make your seam. Okay, so I wanted to show you. You can see my tape got stitched over, which is no big deal. And I also wanted to show you how far away my pins are from the stitching. So just make sure that if you used my dimensions of fabric, you should be fine if you put your pins clear at the edge. So you can go ahead and remove the tape. And this tape, see how it got perforated and it tore away pretty easily. I just have this small little bit here on the edge that I need to take off. Okay, remove your pins, take this out of your hoop, okay, so I trimmed away my cutaway stabilizer a little bit so I can handle this a little easier. Okay, so you're going to trim only your cutaway stabilizer and your batting. You're going to trim fairly close to those stitches. You don't want to cut your stitches at all, so just make sure you get fairly close. So you have that. Then you're going to trim your fabrics. It's easier to see if you turn it to the side, this side with the backing on it. So go ahead and trim your fabric around at about 1/8, between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch, all the way around your mug rug. So this is what you have. Then you're going to reach inside, you're going to pull this up, reach inside, and start turning this right side out, and round your corners out with your fingers, or use a Hera marker. I have a Hera marker with a point turner on it that I use an awful lot. This is what it looks like. There's 2 different kinds. This one has a point turner on them. Some of them don't have that at all. Some of them are just this part. But if you just poke that up in there and run this around your seams, it makes it look really nice. Get them all 4 corners. Okay, so then you'll take it over to your iron. Just kind of roll your edges. Press it really well with your iron, and it will lay nice and flat. Now it's up to you if you want to. If you don't like this being open, you can whip stitch it closed with a thread and needle. And you may also like to put a top stitching around the very edge. That'll help make it lay even flatter for you if you so desire. But there's our mug rug. Thank you all so much for watching. Watch for some more videos. I plan on doing this type of instructional from here on out with all my designs. So anything new that comes up, this is how I plan on doing it. Thank you again. Bye.